Long ago, there was a dark period in our history that was full of unrest. The Anishinaabe people had forgotten how to be kind. Little arguments became big arguments. Not only were humans affected, but also the plants and animals that resided on Mother Earth. Instead of our men using their bows and arrows to hunt for food, they used them to fight. Our women forgot to collect the berries and harvest what Mother Earth had provided. Through the upheaval, the animals ran away in fear, and the life-giving plants were trampled, so our women had nothing to collect to feed their families. Not only had our people become physically weak, but more importantly, our spirit and pride as a people had diminished. We had become lost. A young boy was worried and talked to his grandparents. "Nokomis and Mishomis, I know there is great unhappiness in our village. Many of us are hungry. The animals have left us. What can I do?" The young man's grandparents were very happy to know that one of their family members cared so much for the tribe. "We must honor the old ways to find answers. Go on a vision quest, my boy. Perhaps you will hear the wisdom of our elders." Before the young boy left his village, many of his relatives, including his uncles and aunties, came by to wish him well on his journey. His parents gave him 4 kernels of corn. The boy left all that was familiar, walking in the direction of the east, and continued to walk all day until he saw the sun set. This was the time to stop and to rest. He ate his first kernel of corn and then fell asleep amongst the coverings of the forest. He woke and pointed himself in the direction of the south. He continued his journey, walking all day. Although feeling tired and hungry, he found his strength knowing his people needed to find answers. He realized that this journey was not for himself, but to help his people. Nighttime fell, and he found a place to rest. His legs were tired, as it had not been an easy walk. Once settled, he reached into his leather pouch and ate a second kernel of corn, then fell asleep. The rising sun woke him, and he continued on his journey for a 3rd day. Heading west, he kept walking. It was not until he saw the sunset that he realized it was time to rest. He ate the 3rd kernel of corn and fell quickly asleep. Morning seemed to come early on the 4th day. He knew that this would be a long and difficult day. His muscles ached. He was so tired and very hungry. He was also fearful, as he had never been on a vision quest. He didn't know what to expect, but he kept moving forward because he knew it was necessary for saving his people. He would have to search for that special place where the answers would come. He continued walking, heading north. As the evening fell, he saw a big hill. He walked directly towards the higher ground, knowing that this was the place where he would be given the gift of a vision. He sat to rest and ate his final kernel of corn. And despite being very thirsty and weak, he fell into a deep sleep and lost track of how many days passed. Finally, he entered the spirit world. The little boy found himself in a place where he had never been. There was a lodge that was shaped like a dome. As he approached the space, he felt uncomfortable and scared. Suddenly, he heard a kind voice from within. "Beandigan, come in. We've been expecting you, Vision Seeker." He walked towards the lodge and peeked in. When his eyes adjusted to the dark, he saw 7 grandfathers sitting around a fire. What he noticed next was a wooden bowl filled with water. Quietly, the little boy entered and sat, joining the welcoming circle. Each of the 7 grandfathers took a turn and spoke to the boy, starting in the east. Through their words, they offered the boy the most precious things on this earth. After each gift was given, the grandfather dipped his hand into the wooden bowl and touched the boy with the sacred water. The first grandfather offered the boy the gift of wisdom, as the knowledge shared by the elders could guide all his future decisions. To have wisdom is to know the difference between good and bad and the result of one's actions. The second grandfather offered the boy the gift of love, for without a love for people, animals, or the land, life has little value. Unconditional love is to know that when people are weak, they need your love the most, that your love is given freely and you cannot put conditions on it, or your love is not true. The third grandfather offered the boy the gift of respect, for it is important to have honor for all of creation. You must give respect if you wish to be respected. The fourth grandfather offered the boy the gift of bravery. Life is guaranteed to bring challenges that must be faced with strength and courage. To be brave is to do something right, even if you know it's going to hurt you. The fifth grandfather offered the boy the gift of honesty, as that is the foundation of trust. It is important to always be honest in word and action. Be honest first with yourself, and you will be more easily honest with others. The sixth grandfather offered the boy the gift of humility. To be humble is to appreciate all we have given and know we cannot accomplish things of value without the help of others. You are equal to others, but you are not better. The seventh grandfather offered the boy the gift of truth, for it is a wise and noble person who can see clearly and speak clearly from the heart. You must always try to learn the truth, to live with truth, to walk with truth, and to speak with truth. The boy was counseled that although each gift was individually given, they are never to be separated. Each gift is made more special because they are intertwined. One threads into the next. Similar to the strength of a sweetgrass braid, individual threads could be broken, but braided together, they become strong. You cannot take one away. You must guide the way you live your life, weaving all 7 teachings together. With the teaching, it was time for the little boy to leave the lodge. Together, the 7 grandfathers spoke, saying, "You must now return home, return to the high place, rest, and prepare to deliver this vision to your people. Bring them these gifts, for they will need all of these if they are to survive." Shortly after that, the little boy woke up on the high hill. He broke off a cedar branch and ate it to break his fast. Finding his strength, it was time to travel back home. He knew he needed to return to his village to share the precious teaching that the 7 grandfathers had given him. As he walked home, he felt himself growing stronger, and he felt the warmth of the sun on his back. The vision seeker was going home, taking with him the bundle of knowledge needed for his people and for the generations to come.